Hi, this is Sheila. Welcome back to the Crochet Nurse channel. Today I'd like to talk about a little bit something different. We talk about crochet things, and we do that quite a lot. And I had shared in earlier videos that my title is the Crochet Nurse, and there's a couple of things that I do like to talk about. One of them is crochet, and the second one, because I am a nurse, I like to talk about wellness. And a while back I had mentioned that I'd like to talk about diet, keto, and weight. And so that's actually what I'm going to talk about today. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So today I'd like to focus on a wellness topic. And this is important because a lot of there's a few things that I'll point out specifically that are important for you to think about, but I really want to focus on a weight component. One of the things that I want to talk about is how we age with weight. And I'll kind of speak from my own perspective, and this will probably help a lot of you understand some of the things that happen within your own bodies. But when I was in my 20s, I had a super high metabolism. So what that means is I was one of those people, I weighed all of 100 pounds soaking wet. And that's the way, I had that weight my whole, through my 20s, from childhood up through my 20s. And like I said, couldn't keep any weight on. Soaking wet, maybe 100 pounds. Most of the time I hovered right around 97 pounds. And to actually eating, I ate probably every 2 hours because my metabolism was so high. And what I would eat would be just about anything I could get my hands on. I would wake up in the middle of the night. If it was midnight, I'd have my last meal at midnight. I'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'd eat again. And it was not uncommon for me to eat multiple times a day just to keep on top of the metabolism because it was just so high. I could eat chocolate, I could eat anything. Chocolate, be honestly, during the 20s and even moving into my 30s, I would eat chocolate to lose weight. And think about that for a minute. Eating chocolate to lose weight. And this is just some of the things that we as females, and those guys who are watching, you might be able to appreciate this from looking at your wives and girlfriends. These are the things that happen. But I would eat chocolate to lose weight. So what happens metabolically for women as we age about every decade, so 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, our hormones change. And so our hormones have a huge impact on weight gain and weight loss. 20s, super high. 30s, they start to slow down a little bit, and that's on purpose because those are supposed to be our childbearing years. And that's when we want to put a little bit of meat on the hips and in the belly area so we can support child carrying and childbirth. So the metabolism naturally slows down a little bit. It'll slow down a bit in the 40s again because that's when we're starting to get away from childbearing age. And so the metabolism is naturally slowing down. Each decade will have a slow. And that's, like I say, normal. What's happening in the 40s, for some people, they're starting actually premenopause. So we're having a shift in those hormones. And once we start losing some of the estrogen and progesterone, that's going to impact our weight and weight gain. In the 50s, most people have already started to experience the beginnings of menopause. That is huge, massive impact on weight and weight gain. Because as we start having those fluctuations with estrogen and progesterone, that's when we can start seeing abdominal fat start to come, especially when those levels go down. When estrogen and progesterone start to go decreasing, we can see a lot of increase in weight. Sleep patterns change a great deal with the menopause, and so people may only sleep a couple hours a night. Everybody hears and probably experiencing, for many of you out there, the hot flashes that will occur on a regular basis. Those types of things. All of those will impact the weight. What we want to be mindful of as I'm sharing this is if you have rapid weight gain, that's something that you would want to call your physician and make an appointment with your doctor. So why am I bringing that up? Because I was one of those people as well. I had rapid weight gain. I'd say about 4 years ago, I was hovering right around 150 pounds, and that's pretty normal for me. That's what I carry, right around 150 pounds, and I'm 5'5". And so for me, that's a size 10, and that's the size that I seem to stay at. Anyway, over the course of about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, I gained 75 or 80 pounds. I'll let you think about that for a second. 75 to 80 pounds in a year to year and a half. Yep. That is a massive amount of weight to gain in a short period of time. That is just mad. And there was no change. Okay, what's important here to consider is there was no change in what I was eating, no change in my exercise pattern. I was still working at the same job, so that means my stress levels were the same as they were before. They were just as high as they was before, so that was not it. So once I started paying attention to the fact that I had gained that much weight in such a short period of time, and if you see this in yourself, what you want to do is reach out to your physician and make an appointment. What you want to consider is there something physically going on? Was it stress? For me, it was not. Was it something physical? You don't know until you have yourself checked. What they're going to look for when you go to the MD and let them know you've gained this amount of weight, what they're going to look for is hypothyroidism, which is where the thyroid, which is an organ that's here in your throat, where it slows down, meaning your metabolism goes super slow, and that encourages the weight gain. And another thing that they're going to check for is diabetes, because we can see rapid weight gain with diabetes as well. And so those are two things that are a concern when there's rapid weight gain. So for me, I went to the physician and they checked me for diabetes, which runs rampant in my family. Every one of my siblings, and I have 6 siblings, every one of them except for me has diabetes. So they checked me for diabetes. Nope, I'm not even borderline diabetic, no hypertension or hypoglycemia, none of that's going on. They checked me for my thyroid. Nope, no hyperthyroid, nothing. So all of my weight gain, and those are the things that they would look for. So all of my weight gain was based on menopausal or perimenopausal symptomology. And here's what's the catcher is, remember I was telling you that in my 20s I would eat the chocolate, and that's how I would lose weight, was eating chocolate. Over time, when your metabolism changes and your hormone shifts, your diet needs to shift with it. So I remember I said I was eating the same things that I was before. Well, the problem was I could not tolerate those same things anymore. Now that I'm at the age I'm at, I can no longer tolerate carbohydrates. Now you're thinking, oh, does that mean you're a diabetic? No, it doesn't mean I'm a diabetic. It means I have a sensitivity to carbohydrates. Whereas when I was young, I could eat them, not a problem. And that's what I used to eat a lot of. Now at this age bracket, carbohydrates, I cannot tolerate them. They make me feel sluggish. They make me feel like I don't have any energy. They give me headaches. And they'll mess with my bowels. And so if you have symptoms like that, you want to think about what you're eating. Even if you've been eating that same food for 10 years, 20 years, if your metabolism changes, it's going to impact what you can and cannot eat. So in December, because of this, me thinking about that and finding out there was nothing wrong with me physically, I started looking at my diet, and I went down the road of saying, okay, let's cut out some carbohydrates. So I tried that. That was in December of 2018. And within the next year, from December 2018 to December of 2019, I lost 50 pounds, 50 of those 75 pounds that I had gained by cutting down on my carbohydrates. I went from eating probably 100 to 200 carbohydrates per day, which is a normal American diet, by the way, to eating 20 to 30 carbohydrates per day. And what does that look like? 20 to 30 carbohydrates per day is the equivalent of one salad and mostly protein. No fruits, very little dairy. The only vegetables I eat are either spinach, broccoli, and green beans. There's a few other things that I'll eat, but just to kind of give you that gist. But that's what it looks like. It's cutting out anything that's going to be an increase in sugar, which is carbohydrates. And that's a conversation for another time that we can have. Complex versus non-complex carbohydrates, because that's a more complicated topic. But that's what happened with me. So in December of 18, I went on this diet. December of 19, I'd lost 50 pounds. And then this thing that's out here right now going on with all of this stay at home, etc., I kind of fell off my wagon. And so that's actually why I'm making this video, not only to inform you all about if you have rapid weight gain to seek out your physician, but I want to engage you so we can get together if you have an issue with your weight or want to, jump on the wagon with me, and we can do a little bit of this weight loss journey together, because I need to get back on the wagon. I'm on it mostly. I mean, I cheat a little bit, but I really need to dig in there and get looking at what I'm eating and making sure that I can manage my diet and take off the rest of this weight. All right. Well, that's actually what I wanted to talk to you about today. Like I say, if you have rapid weight gain, or if you want to jump in with me and we can see how our metabolism is working with us, for us, against us, we'll do this journey together. All right. I will see you next time. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and the notification bell. Talk with you later.